Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All for the Nintendo DS. I'm SamuraiT-X, and I'm Solid Snake. And when we last left off, unfortunately for us, when we tried to pin the whole murderer thing on Adrian Andrews, because everything was pretty much going against her there, she invoked her right to not testify, which was pretty lame, if I'm honest with you. But, it is what it is, and now Edgeworth has convinced her to, testify again because it won't pin the murder on her. So this is where we got to, where she's going to confess. Well, not confess. She's going to give us another testimony. So let's go. And I found the body. Okay.
That glass of juice. I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. And I saw him sitting like that. The thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over.
Okay. Sounds reasonable. Sounds a bit reasonable, but I'm still not buying it because of the fact that, well, I still don't think she did anything, I still think she's lying through her teeth. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and go with the cross-examination, but not before we read all of this. So you poured that glass of juice for the victim? Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony?
I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix, be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left.
I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that... Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours? That's what I said in my last video, like something clicked in his brain. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. With pleasure. Let's go. I found the body. Right. Okay. Actually, no, I'm just going to keep pressing these statements, so let's go. Hold it! Might as well press these statements to see if you add anything else. But there wasn't anyone else in the room that night, right?
Of course not.
Then, who did you pour it for?
Mr. Wright, there is a rhyme and reason for everything. Can you just wait a little longer for it to be revealed to you?
In other words, Wright, be quiet and listen.
Precisely. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Alright, so we're not going to press on this one. And we're not going to press on this one. The thought that, wait a second. What do you mean the thought didn't cross your mind that he was dead? I'm pretty confused. What do you mean? I don't buy that one bit. I just don't. I mean, that as well. I don't buy it at all. I mean, look at the crime scene picture. Like, you said the thought of him that he was dead did not cross your mind. You must be either blind or stupid not to think that. Look at the blood on his costume. How can you not think he's dead? There's blood on his costume. Something's happened. Yeah, he might be but anyone that walks in and sees someone like this, like with their head down, yeah, they look like they're sleeping, but if you look further into someone's clothes and you see red stains, you're gonna think they're dead. I'm gonna present the crime photo right here because it's mind-boggling how she doesn't think that. Objection! Just mind-boggling. It's confusing. How did she not think that the man was dead? It's kind of mind-boggling, like I said. So, you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him?
No, not at all.
Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body?
Ah!
Well, what is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There is a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Corridor's chest, that too. Plus he's bleeding. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that here was a dead man.
That's, well...
You see, now you're just not even finding the right words. You really are lying. Lying through your teeth and your glasses. And that hair. And that book. I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted. And then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Your point is... Miss Andrews, your testimony just now was all one giant lie. That's her fifth glasses broken. And your lie has proven one thing very clearly. That you are the real killer. She really did dig herself in that one too. No! It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt on Guard, is not guilty after all.
But that's impossible. You're wrong.
Miss Andrews, try to have some composure.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I tell you. It was Matt, I swear it. He was the one who killed Juan.
But you were the one who refused to testify. And your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself.
That's because...
Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you?
I refuse to testify.
Not again. Boo! Then there is no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Madagard's innocence has been clearly demonstrated.
Is it over? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix?
Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. I have a feeling she didn't do it. Smack. Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Madagard. Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. I waggle my finger before I give you my answer. This witness has yet to speak the absolute truth. Which is true. Smack, smack, smack. The absolute real truth? What are you? Witness, don't you understand yet?
Huh?
I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Madagard will go free, and in his place, table smash, you will become the guilty party.
That's a lie. I don't believe you.
Miss Andrews, you pretty much just pinned it upon yourself as well with the whole, the whole thing about you when you saw the crime scene, you didn't believe the man was dead, so, pretty silly that you did that. You pretty much threw yourself even more into deep, deep trouble in that hot coal of, that hot coal when you're running around and you're pretty much have to run around in constant infinite hot coal. That came out wrong, but I don't mind. You get what I was saying. She put herself in hot, boiling situation. What?
I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty.
What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it?
I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Franziska von Karma.
Huh?
Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another, because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself.
Then right now, Miss Andrews is...
Yesterday she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss von Karma. Don't say a word, no matter what happens. If you do, Madame God will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in the words right now, and is clinging onto them.
Then what should we do? This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do is get her not guilty. That's my only priority.
It wasn't me. I'm begging you. Please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help. Please, someone help me.
Smack. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? The court can't continue like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do. What I intend to do? Well, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right. I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what the witness did, and what she did not do. Table smash. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's only one person. There's no one else it could be except the woman crying over there. Right? I'm not sure, you know. I'm not sure. Alright. Table smash. Come now. What will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Oh, this is a choice. But I think in the end, if we do pick both of them, I think you're still going to get her to confess regardless, because if we request not guilty, then she will do something, you know. I think if we request not guilty, she will force herself to talk. But right now, I'm curious. She doesn't want to talk for some reason, and I want to know the truth, so I'm not going to choose the not guilty verdict. I want to hear her testify. I just want to know the truth. I'm just speaking from my heart. I want to know the truth, you know. If I was a lawyer, I would want to know the truth. Even though my situation is in danger, I still want to know the truth. Whether, as bad as that sounds. I'm going to force her to testify. I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that. Table smash. Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you are really hiding. Mr. Wright, are you sure what you know? Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure. Mr. God will get an acquittal, but in his place, you will be found guilty. Is this how you want this trial to really end?
Be quiet. How dare you? You're trying to trick me.
No, I'm not trying to trick you. If you talk now, you ain't going jail, because there might be more evidence that you're hiding. If you stay silent, then you're going jail. And you're going to rot in there for something you probably did not do. So you better tell us the truth, and you better tell us right now. That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth.
You're wrong.
Well, talk then. I waggle my finger because reasons. Such a shame.
Huh?
I had hoped things wouldn't come to this. However... Well, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court.
Stop!
Mr. Edgeworth, oh wow, what's this music? Why has it picked up so suddenly? Table smash. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness.
What?
And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Ouch. See, you should have just listened to us and tell us the truth, but nope, you're making Edgeworth do it the hard way. You could have just done this the easy way and listened to me, but nope, you're making Edgeworth tell people you're sick, your illness. That should not have happened.
Stop. Please stop.
No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. That's the second part of the suicide report. The attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? Table smash. I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful... Sorry, I have had to take a sip of water there. The true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. The secret of her codependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world.
Please stop! I am begging you. If people find out,
I'm just gonna be smug about it. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. Wow! You really are cold, Edgeworth, man, dude! Edgeworth, how can you be so cold? However, before you die... My God, Edgeworth, you really are an evil bastard! I'm sorry, I have to mention that word. God damn, Edgeworth! Table smash. I will pull the truth from your breathing lips. No matter what I have to do. Now do you understand why I gave Now you understand why I gave Edgeworth this sort of edgy tone in my voice. Now do you understand why I gave it? Because this guy is very cold. He can show a very cold side and a very I don't care about you side. So yeah, he's a bit edgy. Plus in the beginning of the Ace Attorney series, he was edgy. He was a jerk and he was cold. So yeah, I had to do it. Table smash. So you will tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me.
I'll talk, but please help me.
Oh boy.
Nothing matters anymore.
You just gotta feel sorry for her. You know, her weakness. You just gotta feel sorry. You know.
When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted, honest. When I realized he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the bottom. Just when I finished, I was returning to Matt's room. I had a bit of an inconvenience, and that's why I ended up using the nickel samurai costume.
Stab the body with the knife? But why would you do that?
Isn't it obvious? To pin the blame on a certain person. A certain cowardly man.
What do you mean by all of this? It might take this court a little while to understand, but I shake my head as I give a smug smile, because this is the truth.
The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape from his guilt again, just like last time.
Last time? So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim Juan Corridor in the chest with the knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt on guard for the murder. Table smash. And this is her crime. Yikes. What? How is that possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination. God damn it. And what we're going to have to do, obviously, is press, because This is her confession, so press, press, press. Hold it. Table smash. But you could tell from the state the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say you did not know he was dead?
He had a scarf tied around his neck, but that scarf is part of the Jammin' Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice.
Hold it. What is this plan you had?
I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan, he was going to expose Matt's weak point to the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt.
So, the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button.
The first thing that came to mind was plant the knife.
Hold it! That was so you could get the knife, correct?
The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I'd used that, the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife and returned to the scene of the crime.
Hold it! So, you were the one to stab the victim with that knife?
It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But, at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. Then, I stabbed Juan's dead body. I suddenly realized something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect.
So you thought to rip one of the buttons and then plant it into Mr. Man of God's cover?
Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go so smoothly, do they?
Nope. Hold it! An inconvenience?
There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway.
I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lana.
There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth.
That's Miss Oldback for you.
I had already been caught and made it into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once, so I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again.
Hold it! You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you?
Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the reward ceremony.
You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct?
Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there.
And what is this secret?
That I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in a nickel samurai costume, then people would think that was Matt, that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume.
Smack. I think we've heard enough. So, after that you went back to Mr. On-Guard's room and planted the button?
Into Matt's Akama, yes. After that I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck out of the hotel and got rid of it.
My word! What does this all mean?
Mr. Edgeworth, is it?
Huh?
The real criminal is Man on Guard! Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk.
Francisca, huh?
She said that I should under no circumstances confess to what I had done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt would have been found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words.
Oh wow. Smack. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. Table smash. But wait, Your Honor! The defense still... Right. Huh? It's pointless. At this point in time, At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. The cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. You couldn't establish the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright. But what? Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately. That's all. The call is adjourned for today. Oh God, we haven't got that verdict. Oh no, 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 no. Ah, man. We're broken. We're broken, man. Today's trial. It's over. And I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Huh? Edgeworth?
What is it?
Before you leave court today, I wondered if I might have a look at one thing. The card in your hand. It had my interest for quite some time now. It has had interest in me for quite a while too. What exactly is it?
Oh, this. Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright, I remember just now. I found this in the room on that day.
The room? That day?
Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there right next to him.
You found that card next to the victim's body?
I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right?
I like to think it does. Yeah, I guess not, but it's still a strange card if you ask me. But as far as a clue to this case, I don't see why. Witness, that card. Give it to me. Hurry. Edgeworth? Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? Table smash. I can't believe you hid this from me all this time.
I didn't mean to. What is this all about?
I've never seen such an emotional Edgeworth in my entire life. That card. What in the world is it? What does it mean? Oh, cliffhanger. And it's time for me to shut up and let the jingle play. Right now. Haha! Alright, so when we come back, folks, we will do another investigation since the trial's over. Until then, thank you guys for watching. We will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.